damage assessment. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
Lauren, thank you so much for that update. Again, everyone, we are taking another live look from New York City. This is just outside of the Fox News headquarters. One of my favorite live pictures to bring you because you've got the gorgeous Christmas tree. It looks best at night, of course, but it also looks great during the day. You've got the snow piled up there. You've got the nutcrackers. You've got the gifts, and you've got the trees perfectly lit in red, white, and blue. And the reason I wanted to take you out to New York is because we have our sister station, Fox 5 Kayla Mamelak, on the Moderna vaccine approval and restrictions. Kayla, good morning.
Pilar, good morning to you. And yeah, keep in mind, both Moderna and Pfizer's vaccines are virtually the same. Both have similar efficacy rates and both require 2 doses within about a month of each other. But Moderna doesn't require that ultra cold storage, and that's going to make distribution a whole lot easier. This morning, though, it's a waiting game for that FDA approval, something that would provide this nation with some desperately needed hope.
FDA has reviewed the manufacturing information provided by Moderna and found it to be adequate to support issuance of an EUA.
In the war against COVID-19, the American Armory may soon be getting another powerful weapon. A panel of the nation's top infectious disease experts endorsing the deployment of a second vaccine, this time urging the FDA to grant Moderna emergency use authorization to assist in finally bringing this pandemic to its knees.
We expect clear and compelling safety and efficacy data to support a favorable benefit.
6 million doses on standby today, ready to be shelled out once the FDA officially gives the word, something that couldn't come soon enough. The virus is taking American lives at a breathtaking speed, roughly 3,000 a day. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo saying the future depends on what we do now.
If we slow the spread, we can avoid any more economic shutdowns.
More than 6,100 New Yorkers are hospitalized with a positivity rate of 5.38%. New York City's public hospital system now suspending elective surgeries to try and meet a state directive to increase bed capacity by 25%.
If we don't turn this around quickly, the restrictions are the thing that stop the situation from getting worse.
But Brooklyn's Chamber of Commerce CEO Randy Pierce says restrictions will also create catastrophe.
This would be the worst of all times to shut down the economy.
Pierce says it would force even more employees into unemployment and cripple thousands of small business owners like Greg Baruso, who wonders if shutdowns will even actually help slow the spread.
I think closing the restaurants and some of the shops are not going to help with the infection rate. I think it's going to make it worse because there's less places for people to congregate, and now they'll wind up going to somebody's home. So I think they really have to think about what they do and what it does to the economy. Us small businesses, we do a lot for the city.
Now, by Governor Cuomo's own account, more than 70% of new COVID cases here in New York are coming from indoor private gatherings. Still, he says if hospital capacities across the state reach about 90%, a full economic shutdown like we saw back in the spring will happen again. Pilar?
Oh, Kayla, can you imagine? I know you guys just saw the nor'easter yesterday, and a full short shutdown is exactly not what people want to hear, right?
Yes, that's the last thing people want to be hearing about is an economic shutdown right now. I mean, restaurants completely closed. Indoor dining is not allowed right now. Outdoor dining during the snowstorm was not allowed. It's resumed since then, but I'm not sure how much you could see behind me, but it is snowy. The last thing people want to be doing is eating outside. And the heart and soul of New York City are restaurants and bars, so many of which are just crumbling due to these economic shutdowns. And a point I keep hearing over and over again from these business owners is if indoor private gatherings are the leading cause of these new COVID cases and you shut down restaurant and bars, where do you think these people are going to go? And a whole lot of people are far less fearful of the virus, that's just the bottom line, than they were back in the spring.
All right, Kayla Mamelak there in New York. Thank you so much for joining News Now from Fox this morning. Take care and stay warm.